Chapter 4 Arrays and Strings One-dimensional array declaring and initialization on array processing the elements of an array filling a panarray operations an array two-dimensional array declaring and initializing GON array processing GON array strings string output string input string constants concatenating strings 1. Array a data structure wikalosa collective enamito begivanto group of elements wakal haveth the same type. An individual element of an array is identified be it sound unique index, or subscript. An array can be thought of as a collection of numbered boxes search containing one at a datum. The number associated with the box is the index of the item. To access a particular item the index of the box associated with the item is to access the appropriate box. One-dimensional multi-dimensional arrays 2. Declaring arrays an array has to be declared before being used. When you declare an array of items the compiler puts each one of the items in an appropriate location. Data type array name dimension \order the array is first identified be its data type wick could beacher and int a float etc. Array name method follows C++ naming rules. The square brackets had specify the dimension of the array or its size. Iruri examples of declaring arrays, int age 12, declares a group or array of 12 values each only being an integer. Float grade 100, declares an array of 100 floating point values. Double angle 360, declares an array of double precision numbers. There are 360 of these items in the group. 3. Initialization an array data type array name dimension equals element 1 element 2, element 1, data type ito specify the kind of array you are declaring. Array name and the square brackets. After specifying the dimension or not, and after the closing square bracket type at assignment operator. The elements also called items. Example int number 12 equals 18, 42, 25, 12, 34, 15, 63, 72, 92, 26, 26, 12. Double distance 5 equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28. If I have decided to initialize a the array while or declare injit you can omit dimension. Example int number equals 18, 42, 25, 12, 34, 15, 63, 72, 92, 26, 26, 12. Double distance equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28. 4. Initialization in array. Things keep in mind during array initialization to initialize an array and its declaration list the element's initial values and proceeds. 1. If I denote list n of values the compiler will fill the remaining elements with zeros. Example, double rate 5 equals 0.075, 0.080, 0.082. The C++ compiler creates the array rate and allocat is enough storage for exactly 5 doubles. The compiler initializes the first 3 elements to 0.075, 0.080 and 0.082 and places the double 0.0 into the remaining array elements. 5. Initialization in array. 2. If I list 2 many elements when initializing GON array the compiler ignores the extra elements. Example, int customer underscore count 5 equals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3. If you initialize an array and its declaration you can omit the size of the array. If IU initialize an array in the array declaration and emphasize oft the array, the compiler will emphasize from the list of elements. Example: the following declaration declares the array customer underscore count of size 5 because U list 5 elements. Int customer underscore count equals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Initialization in array. Tip: note that if I omit the size of the array, you must initialize the array. The following declaration is illegal because the compiler cannot determine a how much memory to allocate for the array. Int customer underscore count / illegal array declaration for .note.io can initialize an array be set and equal to the initialization list in line the declaration not later in an assignment. Thus the following assignment is illegal. Double rate 5. Rate equals 0.075, 0.080, 0.082, 0.085, 0.088 / illegal assignment 7. Processing the elements of an array after initializing an array, its elements are accounted from left to right. Each element of the array, also called a member of the array, has a specific and constant position. The position of an item is also called its index. The first member of the array, the left, has an index of 0. The second member of the array has an index of 1. Since each array has a number of items which can be specified as, the last member of the array has an index of 1 based on the system of indexing to look at the member of an array use its indexant group. Example: double distance equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28. 8. Processing the elements of an array. To look at the value of 3rd member of the array, you would type distance 2. In the same way, the 1st member of the array can be located with distance 0. Once you can locate a member of the array, you can display its value as inco. Example 1. These would produce 2 and member equals 720.52, 5 member equals 6.28. Hashtag include stream.hgt int main. Double distance equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28. Cuddle second member equals LT distance 1 tendle. Cuddle fifth member equals distance 4 tendle. Return 0. 9. Processing the elements of an array. Example 2. Distance 1 44.14, distance 2 720.52, distance 3 96.08, distance 4 468.78, distance 5 6.28. Hashtag include stream.hgt int main. Double distance equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28. Cuddle distance 1, distance 0 tendle. Cuddle distance 2, distance 1 tendle. Cuddle distance 3, distance 2 tendle. Cuddle distance 4, distance 3 tendle. Cuddle distance 5, distance 4 tendle. Return 0. 10. Filling up an array. If I decide to specify the dimension of the array and initialize it, make sure you specify the elements list the no equal to the number you specified. Example 3. Hashtag include stream.hgt int main. Constant a equals 5. Double distance a equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08. Cuddle distance 1, LT distance 0 till tendle, cuddle distance 2, LT distance 1 till tendle, cuddle distance 3, LT distance 2 till tendle, cuddle distance 4, LT distance 3 till tendle, cuddle distance 5, LT distance 4 till tendle, return 0, 11. Filling up an array. Tip: if you provide more members than the number of elements you specified, the compiler would provide garbage values to the extra members. Distance 1 44.14, distance 2 720.52, distance 3 96.08, distance 6 2.64214308, distance 7 2.12414314. Hashtag include ltstream.hgt int main. Constant number of items equals 3. Double distance number of items equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28, cuddle distance 1, LT distance 0 till tendle, cuddle distance 2, LT distance 1 till tendle, cuddle distance 3, LT distance 2 till tendle, cuddle distance 4, LT distance 3 till tendle, cuddle distance 5, LT distance 4 till tendle, return 0, 12. Operations on array. You can add the value soft member soft here array, number 2 plus number 0. You can subtract the value phone of t members from another member 1 number 4. In the same way you can perform multiplication, division or remainder operations in members of an array. 1.0 Oft irregular operations performed on an array consists of adding the values of the members to produce them. 13. Operations on array. Please type 10 integers. Number 1 12, number 2 11, number 3 13, number 4 14, number 5 15, number 6 16, number 7 17, number 8 18, number 9 19, number 10 20. The sum of these numbers is 155. Hashtag include ltstream.hgt int main. / we know that we need a constant number of elements. Constant max equals 10, int number max, int sum equals 0, cuddle. Please type 10 integers \n, 4, int e equals 0, int max, I plus plus, cuddle number t plus 1 lt sync number I, sum plus equals number I, cuddle \n the sum of these numbers is sum \n, return 0, 14. Operations on array. One of the most regular operations performed consists of comparing the values of different members to get the lowest value of t members. Hashtag include ltstream.hgt int main. / the members of the array int numbers equals 8, 25, 36, 44, 52, 60, 75, 89, int minimum equals numbers 0. These would produce the lowest member value of the array is 8, int a equals 8, / compare the members for int e equals 1, int a plus plus I, if numbers ilt minimum equals numbers I, / announce the result. Cuddle the lowest member value of the array is cuddle minimum tendle, return 0, 15. Two-dimensional array. C / support multidimensional arrays. The simplest form of a multidimensional array is a one-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array is an array of arrays. It is an array where each member of the array is also an array. A two-dimensional array has two subscripts. Arrays can have a number of dimensions, although most oft here arrays thought to create will likely be of one or two dimensions. 16. Declaring and initializing a two-dimensional array made of rows and columns. Each column represents any category of data that every one of rows shares with other rows. A two-dimensional array is made of rows and columns. To declare it, use double pair of opening and closing square brackets. Declaring two-dimensional array data type array name dimension 1 dimension 2 example in student number 1250, 17. Declaring and initializing a two-dimensional array, a first group of 1-2 elements, it could be an array of 12 classes. Each element of the array contains 50 elements. Simply stated, this declaration creates 12 classes and each class contains 50 students. A multidimensional array is represented as an algebraic matrix as mxn dot, i.e. the array is made of rows and columns. Example 5x8 matrix is made of 5 rows and 8 columns. Talk note actual number of members of a multidimensional array. You can multiply the number of rows by the number of columns. Therefore, a 2x16 array contains 2 asterisk 16 equals 32 members. 18. Declaring and initializing a two-dimensional array. Example. Hashtag include stream.hgt double distance 24 equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28, 68.04, 364.55, 6234.12. Int main. Each must divide by its double index double distance 24 equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28, 68.04, 364.55, 6234.12. The / scan the array from the third to the seventh member. First member is indexed at 00 /, members of the array. The second is at 01 / n distance 00 LTLT, LTLT distance 00. 2x4 array is thysone. The fifth member is at 10 / n distance 01 LTLT. LTLT distance 01, / n distance 02 LTLT, LTLT distance 02, / n distance 03 LTLT, LTLT distance 03, / n distance 10 LTLT, LTLT distance 10, / n distance 11 LTLT, LTLT distance 11, / n distance 12 LTLT, LTLT distance 12, / n distance 13 LTLT, LTLT distance 13, tendle, return 0. This would produce members of the array distance 00. 44.14 distance 01, 720.52 distance 02, 96.08 distance 03, 468.78 distance 10, 6.28 distance 11, 68.04 distance 12, 364.55 distance 13, 6234.1219. Declaring and initializing a two-dimensional array. Tip C++ also allows auto include each row in its sound pair of curly brackets. You must separate a row from the next with a comma. Once again this makes codiacir toriad. Example double distance 24 equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28, 68.04, 364.55, 6234.12, 20. Processing a two-dimensional array. To scan a two-dimensional array, you should know how many columns the array contains. Hashtag include ltstream.hgt int main. Yukanusetwo for lupsto navigateth array. Sane example. Double distance 24 equals 44.14, 720.52, 96.08, 468.78, 6.28, 68.04, 364.55, 6234.12, / scan their array members cuddled membersoft here array 4 int equals 0 il2 plus I members of the array 4 int j equals 0 jlt4 plus j cuddled / n distance tilde lt jlt colon little distance ij cuddled tendle return 0 distance 0 0 44.14 distance 0 1 720.52 distance 02, 96.08 distance 03, 468.78 distance 10, 6.28 distance 11, 68.04 distance 12, 364.55 distance 13, 6234.1221. String is a sequence of character in which the last character is the null character \0. The null character indicates the of the string. Any array of character can be converted into a string type in C++ by appending the special character at the end of the array sequence. If a string has characters, then it requires an +1 element array, at least, to store it. Character A is stored in a single byte, whereas the single character string A is stored into a consecutive byte holding the character A and the null character. A string variables 1 could be declared as follows: chars 110. The string variables 1 could hold strings of length up to 9 characters as insa spaces needed for the final null character. 22. Strings. Strings can be initialized at the time of declaration just as other variables are initialized. Example, chars 1 equals example, chars 220 equals another example would store that wo string says follows, S1 example \0 S2 anothere example \0 S1 8 characters. The T space for the 7 characters of string on the null character. S2 declare 20 characters long button lie 16 of TC characters are set, i.e. the 15 characters of string on the null character. Note that a length of a string do as note include at the terminating null character. 23. String output. A string is output by Zendinjito an output stream example. Cuddled the strings 1 is LTLTS1 little tendle. Would print the strings 1 is example thesis with I/o manipulator confused before outputting a string. The string will then be output right justified in the filed width. If the filed width is less than the length of the string, then the filed width will be expanded to fit the string exactly. If the string is to be left justified in the filed, then these issues flags manipulator with the argument shows left can be used. 24. String input when the input stream senisa set space characters null.re usa dos separators and terminators. Thus when inputting numeric data CIN skips over any leading spaces and terminates reading a value when it finds a white space character, space tab, null. This system is set for the input of strings, hence a string to input cannot start with leading spaces. Also if it is a space character in the middle, the input will be terminated on that space character. The null character will be appended to the .h string in the character array with the stream functions. If the strings one ways initialized async the previous section, then the statement syncs one would set the strings one as follows when the string first is entered, without the double quotes, first/0e/025. Example output /input string #include ldstream.hgt #include ldstring.hgt int main, char first name 12 last name 12, * enter first name, sync first name, * enter last name, sync last name, * the name entered was first name last name, 26. String constants you can initialize a string to a constant value when definite. Example #include ldstream.hgt void main, char equals welcome to C++ programming language, * 27. Copying string the easy way. Don't need to see for look to copy a string. You can copy strings using string function. We sign strings using the string copy function strcpy. The prototype for this function is in string.h.strcpy, destination source. It stops copying characters after it copies the terminating null character. You must make sure that the destination string is large enough to hold all of characters in the source string, including the terminating null character. 28. Copying string the easy way. Example, #include ldstream.hgt #include string.hgt void main, char me 20 equals David, * tendle, strcpy, me, you are not me, * tendle, return, 29. Copying string the easy way, strncpy, destination source in ton, it may not copy the terminating null character. Example #include ldstream.hgt #include ldstring.hgt void main, char1 equals string test, char2 equals hello, coroni 10, strncpy, 1 str1,9, 19 equals \0, * tendle, strncpy, 1 str2,2, * tendle, strcpy, 1 str2, * tendle, 30. Concatenating strings in C++. The plus operator cannot normally be used to concatenate a string as it can in some languages such as BASIC. That is, you can't say str3 equals str1 plus str2. You can strcat, or strcat. The function strcat concatenates, appends, one string to another string. Strcat, destination source. The first character of the source string is copied to the location of the terminating null character of the destination string. The destination string must have enough space to hold both strings and a terminating null character. Example, 31. Concatenating strings, #include ldstream.hgt #include ldstring.hgt void main, char130, strcpy, str1, cina it, * str1 tendle, strcat, str1, amanu l, Kutteltoldstra 1 little tendel, charstra 2 equals ashrad, stragad, str1 str2, Kutteltoldstra 1 little tendel, str1 8 equals \0, Kutteltoldstra 1 little tendel, 32.